Well, folks, the Republicans have declared war on the country of Mexico. I wish I was kidding, but I'm not. If you don't know what's happened, we had a kidnapping down in Matamoros, Mexico. It was 4 people from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. They went down to Mexico, and they were there for one of the people in their party to have a tummy tuck. It's not uncommon for Americans to go to Mexico for cosmetic surgery, dentistry, to buy drugs, those kind of things. I mean, legal drugs. Illegal drugs also, but that's not the point I'm making right now. It's common for Americans to go to Mexico for medical procedures, and that's what these folks were doing. Investigators said they were mistaken for being part of the Haitian drug cartel because they were black. The Mexican drug cartels rammed their car, opened fire on them. They killed a Mexican citizen and 2 of the people in this party, 2 of the 4 Americans, they killed them there. And a 3rd one was injured. He is back in the United States. The uninjured American, I won't say uninjured, that's the wrong word. You don't survive a kidnapping, even though you may not have physical damage, you're not uninjured when you see your loved ones killed. And this is a real tragedy, folks. I mean, a real tragedy. They are back in the United States. The 2 that were killed are undergoing autopsies in Mexico. This was not an intentional kidnapping. Drug cartels don't do that to Americans and tourists because it's the rarest of unicorns. They don't want that kind of problem. There was no ransom demand made. The authorities were just tipped off where to come get them. This is just a horrific tragedy in case of mistaken identity. It really is. The Biden administration responded exactly as you should. They were not verbose. Biden didn't run to a podium to make a bunch of hyperbolic statements, anything like that. They just quietly, they sent Ken Salazar, our ambassador to Mexico, down to Mexico to deal with the authorities there and secure these people's release. The Republicans, not so much. The Republicans, the face of the Republican Party, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lindsey Graham have both declared war on Mexico, and Republicans are going along with it. Marjorie Taylor Greene immediately, this kidnapping occurred last Friday. Marjorie Taylor Greene immediately called for troops to be moved to the border and military strikes into Mexico. I'm not kidding, folks. Lindsey Graham has said that he will bring legislation, introduce legislation into the Senate, calling for the exact same thing. This is a declaration of war on Mexico. And to put it through the proper lens, let me explain this way. The cartels in Mexico make a product that is illegal in our country. We smuggle it in. And I say we. The people that we arrest coming in, we know who they are. It's overwhelmingly American citizens muling this stuff back in. That's just a matter of public record. You talk about these fentanyl smuggling, overwhelmingly it's Americans muling this stuff back in. In fact, we had that Von Newcomb guy from the Charlottesville march, the Unite the Right march, back in Virginia, Charlottesville, Virginia. That guy got busted muling fentanyl in Arizona. You can't make this stuff up, folks. He ended up ending his life subscription rather than face charges for it, but yeah, he was busted muling fentanyl. So we know who's bringing it back across the border. We have a mirror situation in Mexico. The Mexican government calls it the Iron River. We manufacture and sell guns here. It's very difficult to buy a gun in Mexico. There's one gun store, it's run by the Mexican military. It's very difficult to get guns in Mexico. So they buy them here. We have a product made here. It's illegal in Mexico. They don't want it there. Just like the cartels make a product in Mexico that we say it's illegal here, we say we don't want it here, even though we're buying it all up and using it. I mean, no, they're not forcing the drugs on people. People are giving them money for it, you know? I mean, for Christ's sake. We have the mirror situation with guns. Flowing down to Mexico, being, you know, there is no difference, folks. There is no difference other than the product. One product is drugs, one product is guns. It is the same exact situation. How would you react to the Mexican government moving their military to our border and guys coming over here with C-90s and lobbing rocket-propelled grenades into gun stores, killing Americans? You know, they consider that to be part of a crime. They consider that to be part of a crime. I mean, they would feel just as justified blowing up our gun stores and killing our folks that are selling these guns that are smuggled down to America, or blowing up a gun factory here. You know, how would you feel about that? Because to them, there is no difference between the two. We don't want the drugs here. They don't want the guns there. Do you see how radical these Republicans are? I mean, it's insane. It's a declaration of war. This is why Republicans can never be in power. They can never be in power. They don't have the brains to govern. They don't. They used to be an opposition. You've heard me say this 1,000 times. They used to be an opposition party. They're not even that anymore. It's time for the Republican Party to go. I mean, look at the response to this tragedy. It's insane, over the top, radical, insane. And we have to put a stop to it, folks. We have to put a stop to it. This poor family, these families, they're dealing with a crisis right now. They need quiet competence. They need support. They don't need this ridiculous hyperbole. They don't need this insanity. I love you, folks. This is Old Texas Paul. Have a wonderful day. Please hit the subscribe button. Statistics show us about 40% of you that aren't. It just helps you, folks. It just helps you. It helps you keep track and get more information that's just straight information. It's not bent by some corporate backer to tell you what he wants you to hear, and it's sure as hell not Fox News that admits lying to you. You know, it helps us with the algorithm, so help us out how you can. You're about to see a commercial and buy a great product, please do. Have a wonderful day, folks.
The best part of waking up? MAGA tears in my cup. Check out the new MAGA tears mug, available now at store.meidastouch.com. That's store.meidastouch.com.